time to resurrect an old favourite. That's right, Tempo Mage on Wild Mode. Now, in this situation here, when you have one Flamewaker on the board, that's bad enough. Two Flamewakers is pretty crazy. But three Flamewakers is nuts. And this is a druid at over 30 health, by the way. And they just concede, just like that. They clearly think the game is a lost cause. And there's the little bonus streak, which is quite nice. Okay, let's have a look at this deck. It is Tempo Mage on the Wild Mode ladder, and the way the deck works is, well, you can see there are a lot of cards in this deck that were played before the Un'Goro expansion. You know, early game in this deck, Mana Wyrm, which combos well with Arcane Missiles and Mirror Image, letting your Mana Wyrms grow out of control. There's Mad Scientist in this deck, which draws a secret out of your deck and into play upon the death rattle. That's pretty insane, and in my opinion, Mad Scientist is still one of the most overpowered 2-drops in the entire game. And speaking of secrets, we have Counterspell, which is wonderful because they don't expect it, and it just stops so many bad things from happening. It stops a warrior from brawling, it stops a mage from fireballing one of your minions. It's so good. Mirror Entity and Manabind. So Manabind is an interesting secret. It gives you a 0-cost copy of a spell that gets played. Now that combos very well with your Flamewakers. Flamewakers need cheap spells, and that's why we have the Emperor in this deck. Discount a handful of cheap spells, play a Flamewaker or two, and you win the game, often. Speaking of cheap spells, you want the Emperor to discount things because you have Archmage Antonidas, aka Tony, is in this deck. So just getting 2 or 3 fireballs from Tony can be game winning. Barnes is not to be underestimated. If Barnes can pull out a 1-1 piloted Shredder, you're happy. If Barnes pulls out a 1-1 copy of the Emperor, you're very happy if you have a handful of spells. So, lots of ways of winning in this game. You can overwhelm them with the double Mana Wyrm start. You can kill them with the Flamewaker and multiple spells. Or you can go crazy in the late game with Archmage Antonidas and Fireballs. So, let's have a look at this deck in action on the Wild Mode ladder. Okay. We're starting off against another mage, and the question to ask yourself is, what kind of a mage is it? Is it, for example, Tempo Mage? Is it Reno Mage? Is it Questing Mage? Is it Freeze Mage? There are lots of mages. Is it Secrets Mage? Lots of viable mage builds in Wild Mode. So we start off with the Dream. The Dream is the Mana Wyrm. Dream number 2 is Mad Scientist. And what I should be able to do now on upcoming turns is to use the spells in my hand to buff the Mana Wyrm. Okay, to get efficient trades. Alternatively, trading in the Scientist to bring out secrets. So, Dream scenario. Now, we can kill the Doomsayer here. We have to invest a little bit, but we do some calculations here. The Mana Wyrm is at 1 attack, Scientist at 2, Frostbolt for 3, buffs the Mana Wyrm, and there we go. Very nicely done. Seeing a Doomsayer makes you think Freeze Mage, it makes you think Reno Mage. Okay, sure. Interesting. It's between the Fireball and the Torch, although Arcane Blast isn't too bad either. They're all good. The Torch, though, may be the pick, because it's 3 damage, and then I get a Fireball, essentially a Fireball, a Roaring Torch, for 6, that goes back in my deck. So it's extra burn, and having extra burn may be ideal. Essentially, the Torch combo, Torch combo, is 9 damage, whereas if I pick the Fireball, that was just 6 damage. So having a little bit more burn could very well be helpful. Now, he's playing this quite slowly. I'm playing it slowly because I'm waiting now for the Emperor to get me some value. We have the Dream in hand. We have the Emperor and Antonidas. We just need to make a judgment call on when's the best time to put off the Emperor. Now, Manabind is really good here, because it's going to give me a cheap spell, which, once again, is going to go with Antonidas. You see, this is one of your big endgame winning combos, I guess. Antonidas, cheap spells, equals multiple fireballs. He plays Sylvanas. Really? Okay. Let's get another secret. Counterspell again is good. Oh, hello. What's that? Spellbender? Ah, okay. Right. So we need to kill that. That can't be allowed to live on the board. All sorts of shenanigans can occur with Sylvanas. I mean, a mage can cast a frostbolt on his own Sylvanas and steal something. I mean, there's bad things that happen. We had to get rid of her. We had to invest an awful lot, though, to do it, but it's okay. Now, that card makes me think Reno. That card is synonymous with Reno decks. Thank you very much. I get a copy for 0, and you get countered. Huh. So, no Forgotten Torch for him, and no Roaring Torch for him. Counterspell, really good there. And now I'm happy to discount, because what we're going to get is Archmage Antonidas and 4 spells in hand that can be played next turn, I think. Yeah. Sludge Belcher, okay. Does that mean we'll be seeing some kind of an Azoth play in this game from him? Oh boy, that's Fugan. Okay, this must be an Azoth mage. Interesting. Do you require my assistance? Yes, we do, Tony. Yes, we do. Give us your fireballs. Give us those juicy fireballs. Now, seeing Sludge Belcher also makes me think of Duplicate, because back in the day, Mage would play Belchers, and a common play was to play the Duplicate spell, secret, in order to get multiple Belchers back to hand. And Echo of Medivh was also a play, and you'd see giants coming down, and all sorts of weird shenanigans. But I'm just thinking this is more of a straightforward N'Zoth, Death Rattle Mage, maybe with Reno Jackson, maybe. Counterspell, sure, that's good. Oh, okay, that's not good. He was smart. He thought it could be Counterspell, and he tested for it, and then he played his Fireball and Ping. Yeah. But look at the Fireballs in my hand. This is crazy. I'm just pinging face. I'm setting up lethal here. If he doesn't have Ice Block or Reno, he's dead. So, oh. There's Mal'Ganis. Oh goodness. We have to kill that. And do I fireball the face or do I play the Shredder? I'm actually going to play the Shredder here, because in case he has Reno, for example, I'm just going to play around it. If he doesn't have Reno, then I win next turn with Fireball Ping, so it's fine. If he does have Reno, he clearly doesn't, but if he did have Reno, then that Fireball would have been wasted, so fine. Yeah, it's N'Zoth Mage. Wow, what a game. And we can have some fun here with Sylvanas. Well done. And still ping and win. Okay. That was an interesting game.
Let the games begin.
Okay. Let's have a look at this next one. This is against a mage once again. Keeping the scientist. It's a good keep. Once again, what kind of a mage is it? We'll find out very shortly. Do we coin out the scientist here? I don't think we do. So we don't have another 2-drop that we could then follow up with. Pyros. Huh. Elemental Mage. How interesting. This is the great thing about Wild Mode. There's so much variety. Standard mode is just full of, what? Questing rogues? Taunt warriors? Pirate warriors? The occasional hunter? And that's about it. Whereas Wild Mode is just filled with different kinds of deck. And you're going to see that as this video progresses, I think. It's just crazy, the variety you can come up against. And often you just don't know what you're facing. You think you've got it all figured out, and then they play something and you think, wow, that's different. So this could just be...
Incredible discovery.
He's playing Deathlord. Okay. And he's not trading. How bizarre.
Tonight, a tale of wonder and magic.
Yeah, I'll take that. Scientist is pretty good here. It's pretty good. Gets another secret out of my deck. Thins the deck a little bit more. Counterspell is really doing work for me. I'm really happy so far with how good it's been. Well, we're close to getting through that Deathlord. And I think now is a good time to get the Flamewaker going. There are no secrets up on his part, so no counterspells that can wreck me. The question is, how do we want to do it? I think we get the Mana Wyrm down. Mirror Image, maybe? That's fine. That's absolutely fine. Oh, and that's even better. Manabind 2. Wow. Look at that. There are 3 threats on board that need dealing with. Flamewaker, Mana Wyrm, and the Emperor. Wow. And we get the discount. That's insane. So, second mage in a row playing Sylvanas. How interesting. So he's playing a slower deck than me, I think. Because now I'm thinking Death Rattles, I'm thinking N'Zoth. Spellbender's pretty decent here. Spellbender means that we can play it, and if he was to Fireball something or Frostbolt something, it gets absorbed. But look at the value here on these minions, on that Mana Wyrm. It's insane. And the taunts are in play there to block Sylvanas, unless he Flame Strikes, of course. It's turn 7. Yep, that's pretty good. We've just got a Frostbolt in hand, which could go face at some point. Look at the investment here. This is crazy. This board. Sure, you take a few gambles, you overextend a bit sometimes. But with the Tempo Mage deck, you have to take those risks. That's how you win. And that's pretty good. Now, this is going to be an interesting game. We're going up against a rogue. Now, on standard mode, questing rogue is doing a lot of good work at the moment. A lot of people calling it a tier 1 deck, because once that quest is completed, and you know, they only need to play 4 minions with the same name to complete that quest. Once it's done, questing rogue just floods the board with 1-cost minions. that become 5/5s, and it's very hard to deal with. And seeing the Swashbuckler there makes me think this could be questing Rogue, but then he didn't play the quest, so now I'm thinking it's Miracle. And that's a cut purse. Okay, hand on heart, can any of you tell me if you've ever seen cut purse played against you competitively? Honestly. Honestly, I can't remember the last time I've seen cut purse played against me competitively on the ladder. Once again, the variety of wild mode is pretty crazy. And once again, Counterspell gets us disgusting value. Right, I'm going to take a gamble. You know, I talked earlier about gambling with this deck?
Give me a quest.
I'm taking a gamble. Quite possibly, I should have pinged it, the 2/2, rather than playing my Flamewaker. But I'm taking a gamble here. I want to see what happens. For science. Also because my hand's pretty heavy, and it's still another couple of turns till the Emperor comes down, so my justification there was to put something on the board, hoping he wouldn't be able to deal with it. And yes, he couldn't kill the Flamewaker, which now means I can... Okay. I'm sad now. He just killed my Flamewaker. With Flame Cannon of all things. That's disgusting. The plan would have been to have fireballed his questing adventurer, hoping the Juggles kill the 2/2, or trade with the Flamewaker into the 2/2, but it wasn't to be. Now, he's getting coins here. This is quite awkward. Maybe I should have pinged it, because those coins are going to be helpful for him with the Auctioneer. So do you know what? We're going to kill it. Yeah. My earlier plan went out the window, so we had to kill that thing. Next turn, though, is the Emperor turn, perhaps. The Emperor is going to get us a discount. Not on many spells, but, you know, it's still reasonable, I guess. We'll see what we draw next to combo with the Emperor. Mirror Entity. Oh, well, that's something. That means that on turn 8 we can play Antonidas, Mirror Entity, Mirror Image. So in 2 turns' time, that's fine. In the meantime, we have Firelands Portal to keep us going. Okay. He coined out an Eviscerate and is not playing anything else? Wow. Was that a waste of his coin, or was that, I guess, the only way he could kill my Emperor? Fair enough. Okay, 7/4 on board. Sure. Only 4 health, which means it dies to Eviscerate, it dies to... Oh. Oh, well. His hand must have been terrible. Or he got the read that my Emperor was discounting Antonidas and some spells. I don't know.
Let the games begin.
Okay, now, this is a warrior. We're at rank 9. And some questions need to be asked here. What kind of a warrior is it? Taunt warrior? Well, I guess we'll find out now if it's Taunt Warrior. If it's Taunt Warrior, he'll probably play the quest. No. It would not appear to be Taunt Warrior. Which means one thing. Yeah. And one thing only. Yeah. It's Pirate Warrior. Well, this will be the ultimate test for this deck. Now, you'd think that we'd be favoured in some ways, because we have spells, cheap spells, like Frostbolt, Arcane Missiles that can kill 1 health minions. Well, there is no Arcane Missiles in our hand. Our hand actually is quite heavy. We have 2 secrets in our hand, and we have a Shredder. And a Frostbolt, which is, the Frostbolt being the only cheap thing. Oh, there's the missiles. I stand corrected. Right, we're in a good position now. I feel well equipped. This is also a pirate warrior that is trading with my stuff, and he should trade, I guess. I guess he should. I mean, you don't want to leave certain cards up on the board with Mage, right? Sorcerer's Apprentices, Mana Wyrms, these are things that you don't want to leave on the board. I guess he just values the board and thinks he can win with South Sea Captain and a load of pirates. Okay, he's traded thus far, so in theory he should trade into the Shredder again, if he's being consistent with his line of play. Oh, or maybe he won't. There's the Captain, now he's just smoking. Yeah. He also doesn't want to pop the Shredder, I can understand that. You don't want to pop a Shredder on your turn, because then your opponent can attack with whatever comes out on the following turn, so... Anyway. Ha! Primalfin Totem! Ooh. Well, this is very interesting. Do I missiles here to kill Patches? Patches is a pirate, therefore a weapon and a South Sea Captain becomes an issue because the weapon gets buffed. And look at this. I am going all out to protect that totem. What is that totem doing for me? It's giving me Murlocs. Now, 1/1 Murlocs trade in favourably to some pirates. So let's see if we can get a stream of Murlocs going. Yeah, it is worthy of a screenshot. And all of a sudden, this game has turned around in my favour. We're heading into his turn 7. I still have a good health total, a reasonable health total, and I have a board. Counterspell not doing a huge amount. I mean, he would have used the weapon to hit into my taunts, so it was something. But obviously, counterspell on a heroic strike, counterspell on the weapon buff when he's actually got a weapon equipped is better. But hey, I'm not complaining. Now, if I'm not careful, I'm going to run out of board space. And I'll have 4 1/1 minions on board, which is okay, but I'm creating room here. So, next level plays, pinging my own Murloc to create room to play stuff. In case. I mean, I may need to play the Flamewaker, because I've got 2 cheap spells in my hand there, so... Alright. Double trade. See, it's pretty good. These Murlocs are doing work. And we'll draw cards. And this Flamewaker is just going mental. Sure. Do we keep going? Yeah, we do. And he's nearly dead. Just like that. Yeah. Just like that. Wow. Using Murlocs there to kill a pirate warrior. That felt so good. Felt like justice. And there's rank 8. Very nice. Okay. One final game here, rank 8. It's against a rogue. I don't think anything could top that previous game with the Murlocs, but this is Questing Rogue. Now, this is a rogue that I really want to test this deck against.
Someday I'll be just like you.
Because this deck that we're playing, Tempo Mage, is a bit of an old school deck. It's been around a long time. Sure, there are some modifications to the deck to account for the Ungoro expansion, but for the most part, you know, it plays like an old school classic Tempo Mage, whereas this rogue is a bit of a new style of play. And so I want to test out the Tempo Mage. I don't think we can stop him from completing that quest, but what we can do is build a wall and push aggression. And the way you beat the Questing Rogue is to build an aggressive board and be super aggressive. That's the only way you win. Once they get the quest completed, you can't often deal with the 5/5s. The only way that a mage could deal with a board of 5/5s is Blood Mage Thalnos Flame Strike.
Drink with me, friend.
But then he'll just refill the following turn, so we have to kill him. What we do have is Burn. We have these big spells that can do phenomenal damage to him. So now the question is, do I just throw the face? I do, right? Just burn his face down.
Me?
And look, he's nearly dead. In fact, next turn, we have a fireball and a ping. We have stuff on board. He's dead. So, yeah, you beat Quest Rogue by being more aggressive than them. Wow. Of course, I had the Mana Wyrm, you see, and that's something. Yeah, he's dead. He is dead. Wow. That was essentially a turn 4 kill on a Quest Rogue. That felt so good. And straight into rank 7 with this deck. Wow. Right, I hope you enjoyed the video, everyone. So yes, Ungoro Tempo Mage. Very, very effective. The key thing, though, is it's incredibly fun to play. And I was able to go from rank 10 to rank 7 with this deck. You do need a little bit of luck to get a good start with your Mana Wyrm, your Mad Scientist. But if you can just keep the pressure on your opponent, get some good spells from Primordial Glyph, confuse your opponent with Counterspell, get something good out of Barnes, and maybe finish off with the Emperor and Antonidas, you're in a good spot. For me, the deck has been relatively consistent. My win rate has been pretty decent, probably between 60 to 70% with this deck, so I'm happy with it. Will I continue using it? That remains to be seen. But let's move into something else now. We're going to have a quick look at some pack opening. Now, I opened 250 packs a few days back, just after the expansion was released. And I had a lot of gold. So I spent some more gold just to buy a few more packs. What am I looking for? I'm looking for legendaries. Last time I opened packs, I got the Marsh Queen. The Marsh Queen 3 times, which annoyed me. But I got 11 legendaries in total last time from 250 packs. Oh, there's another one. Oh, that's the Rogue Legendary. You see that being played an awful lot. Very interesting card, that. Great name, great art too, great artwork. Corpse Flower. Yeah, maybe I'll give that a try. That's good. still waiting. Another legendary. Please. Oh! Swamp King Dread. That's a shame. I crafted that the other day to try it out in Hunter. Yes, of course, duplicate legendary, but pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. 7 cost 9/9. Okay, we're heading towards the last 5 packs now. Come on. Give me another one. Give me another legendary. Oh, 2 goldens. That's alright. And last pack. Let's see what we get. Nah. Okay. Well, do you know what? 2 legendaries across 30 packs is pretty decent. So yeah, thanks very much for joining me, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed the Tempo Mage there on Wild Mode. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe. Would be incredibly grateful. And I'll see you all again next time for more Hearthstone fun, Standard Mode or Wild Mode. Do take care now.